Warning: this podcast talks about adult content, alcohol and/or drug use, and sexual content. It uses foul language and is not suitable for children. It's for entertainment purposes only. This is the Tales of a Small Town Bartender podcast. Hi, everyone. I'm Tony.
And I'm Sean. Welcome back to another episode of Tales of a Small Town Bartender.
Hi, everyone. So what is your beverage tonight? Do you have a beverage tonight?
I do. I have a Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA, a 9%er.
Imperial IPA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big IPA fan.
No,
I'm not a fan.
Apparently, I'm part hipster because I really like them.
Do you like grapefruit?
Can't do sours or grapefruit. No, I'm out of that.
But you like
circle.
IPAs?
I do.
See,
I do.
I feel like the IPAs taste like grapefruit to me.
So some of them do. It depends on their IBU rating. So if you have a high IBU rating, that means they have a lot of that grapefruity taste in them. But the lower IBU ratings are a little bit better. So a little bit more mellow. So if you're ever at like a brewery or something like that, look for that. They'll almost always have it up on the board, the chalkboard where they write their beers and the alcohol percentage and the IBUs. So look for a low IBU beer and a very high percentage one.
I go more for the stouts. I like
the stout.
And the barley wines, I like those too.
Oh yeah,
the barley wines.
Very tasty.
I'm just
very tasty.
Not an IPA person. I don't know. Tonight I have an Arizona hard green tea.
I'm glad I didn't have to goad you into going to get one like last week. That's good. You came prepared this week. That's nice.
Before I sit down.
Atta girl. So good job. So you know what? Neither of us are drinking.
What?
Rum.
No, we're not. Oh, it's International Rum Day. I forgot about that.
It is Rum Day today. So
damn.
I learned a few things about rum. I'm sorry, you were going to say?
I said I think I might have some rum in the cabinet too.
You might have to do a shot. I am fresh out of rum, but you can do one for yourself and then a second one for me.
Are you trying to get me drunk?
No.
I'm only kidding.
Celebrating the podcast, Tony. Just celebrating the podcast. So, National Rum Day, and I learned a few things about rum. Rum is actually not the root word of it, but it's rum was invented exactly where you think rum was invented. If I were to ask you, where would you say?
I never thought about it. I don't know.
So you got a patch over your eye.
Pirate.
Yeah, there you go. The pirates. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah?
The Caribbean. Yeah, that's where rum was invented.
Okay.
Didn't know that. So rum is actually an abbreviation from the root words, which there's an argument over which two of the words, I guess, was first. And the first word is rumbouillon, and the second one is rumbustion. But now, of course, today we know it as rum, but rumbouillon or rumbustion, if you were around a couple hundred years ago, that's probably what you would have heard. But it became so popular in colonial America that it eventually directly contributed to the American Revolution.
Really?
Yeah, because Britain, and remember the Boston Tea Party? 80% of the exports from New England and a tax on sugar in the 1760s led directly to that American Revolution and a Boston Tea Harbor and all that. You threw tea in a harbor. Yeah, I know, but the Boston Tea Party, but rum, because of the high tax that was on it and sugar, directly attributed to the American Revolution. So thanks, rum.
That I did not know.
So rum, interestingly enough, rum is one of the most popular drinks out there. Let me find my page. I have too many tabs open.
Yeah. We serve a lot of rum at the bar. Did you get your new computer?
I did. I got a laptop. After having two computers completely die, I'm back up to two laptops after having two laptops and a workstation. But thank you for asking. So there is no strong preference between light and dark rum or white and dark rum, but 1 out of 3 have a very strong preference for a single rum brand, but most 2 out of 3 switch between 2 or more brands. So 66% of rum drinkers have a couple brands to go to. But when it comes to drinking on the beach, rum, surprisingly not, is preferred. Rum is preferred over any other liquor. So rum is...
I can see that.
Yeah, rum is 37%. And then vodka is 25%, which is quite a bit of a difference. Yeah. And then
I'm surprised that it's not tequila,
Tequila is
margarita,
20%. Yeah. So it's
okay.
Right behind vodka, right? So what's your favorite liquor to order in a cocktail at a bar? Vodka.
I like the triple espresso vodka as a shot or on the rocks. It's really tasty.
So you'd reflect the numbers accurately because vodka is number 1.
But if I was on a beach, though.
Yeah. Vodka's number 1 at 29%. Rum is 28%.
Oh, well, it's close.
Very close.
Yeah.
Your favorite liquor to make in a cocktail at home? Vodka and rum come in a dead heat, 30% each.
Oh, wow.
So in the colder months, rum and Coke is the clear favorite for making drinks. And it's also the preferred drinks when making cocktails at home, rum and Coke. But if you're... Go ahead.
I was going to say, I sell a lot of them at the bar, rum and Cokes.
If you're on the beach or if it's hot out, then what do you think?
Some kind of fruity rum drink.
That's right. Pina coladas, number 1.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
This may surprise you. Top 10 most rum loving states. What do you think?
Florida.
Number 2. Very good.
Okay. Georgia.
Surprisingly, no, but number 1 is New York.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2 is Florida. Number 3, as you guessed, number 3 is Texas. Then number 4 is Jersey.
Really?
Yes. Surprisingly, right?
That does surprise me.
So the only, other than Florida, the only other Southeast state to appear is number 10, and that's Alabama. So then I have the ingredients to make a Bermuda rum swizzle.
Oh, yeah? Should I get a pen?
Yeah, you absolutely should get a pen or play back and write it down. Some people call this Bermuda's national drink. So 1 ounce of Gosling's Black Seal rum. So we're going with some pretty decent rums here. Black
Seal rum?
Yeah.
So is it like a dark rum?
Well, I think so, but I think it also comes with a Black Seal on it. And marketing took the day off on that. I don't know. I think it's a dark rum, yeah.
I'll have to look into that.
And then 1 ounce of Gosling's Gold Seal rum. So you're going in with 1.5 shots-ish of rum.
Okay.
Then 2 ounces of pineapple juice. Already, you got a winner for me. I'm good there.
Yeah, I like pineapple juice.
Yeah, good stuff. And then 2 ounces of orange juice. And then some grenadine and bitters. So there's your Bermuda rum swizzle.
And bitters.
Just a dash of bitters.
Yeah.
So combine.
It's always just a dash.
Always just a dash of bitters.
Always just a dash.
So one important thing I'm forgetting is that this one is shaken until frothy, not stirred.
Oh, shaken. Okay.
So serve it up like 007 style. And
Cool.
yeah, it says serve over ice with a garnish like an orange and a cherry and stuff like that. So yeah, good stuff. So what's the difference between light and dark rum and gold rum?
You know what? I don't know.
We're about
I
to
know.
become. Go ahead.
I know people prefer dark rum mostly.
Yeah, and there's a good reason for that. Because light rums are aged very little, if at all. So they're a very immature alcohol. And if I was a whiskey connoisseur many moons ago, and if you know anything about the aging process, it really matures a beverage to have a lot more flavor and a lot more characteristics. To put that up against, I guess, the projector, dark rums are aged from 5 to 10 years. So depending on the climate.
Okay.
And gold rums are aged in between that. So in between a light and a dark. So apparently it goes from light to gold to dark in the aging process.
Okay.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, it is.
So let's do some food news. What do you think?
You got some food news?
I do have some food news.
Okay. Does it have to do with pizza? No, I'm only kidding.
For once, it does not have to do with pizza. Instead,
okay.
Do you have a Buffalo Wild Wings near you?
Yes, I do.
So Buffalo Wild Wings has brought back a cult favorite sauce and also has started a new one. And this is the reason why I thought it was suitable for the podcast. So in the 1980s, B-Dubs debuted a new sauce called Hot Barbecue. But they pulled it off the menu in 2020, and fans have been going crazy, calling it a cult favorite, had a huge following. So they brought it back. Hot Barbecue is back for a limited time.
So do you think that they pulled it off just to make people want it more?
Maybe. I don't know. I would say yes if they didn't take 40 years between pulling it off and putting it back on.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess 40 years. I thought you said they pulled it off.
I'm sorry. 2020 and now, yeah. Okay.
I'm okay.
I totally
I thought you said 2020.
I scrolled back up and totally read that wrong. I'm a human. No, my error. No, that with that time frame reference, you're absolutely could be right. Could be just to generate interest in it. Yeah, but they have fans online, petitions, social media posts, and Twitter groups demanding the return of Hot Barbecue.
Oh,
so
I've never tried it.
Neither have I, and I'm kind of a spicy kind of barbecue sauce and sauce kind of guy. So I may actually give into the marketing of B-Dubs and go try it out. Although it's kind of a sin here because there's so many good restaurants. Why would you go to a chain?
Yeah.
But they also have, and this is why I thought it was fitting for the podcast to get back to that point. They also have a new sauce. The smoky sweet barbecue sauce they have is now the smoky sweet bullet bourbon barbecue.
That sounds delicious.
It does sound good. But here's the thing. Not to drink their bourbon, but to eat it too. Okay, yeah, great. That's great. So here's the thing, though, is whenever like Jim Beam teams up with somebody, or in this case, Bullet teams up with, or Jack Daniels teams up with, like I had Jack Daniels smoking chips. It never tastes like the bourbon. It doesn't smell like the bourbon. It doesn't resemble anything about the bourbon. It just has the name on it, and that's it. Have you experienced anything different than that?
No, I haven't. You're right.
I have not either. It's so disappointing. Yeah. Imagine going to B-Dubs and getting a boneless wing, a huge chicken nugget, I know, and then
but they're good.
They are really good. And then dipping it into this hot, the sweet, spicy bullet bourbon barbecue sauce and have it actually taste like bullet bourbon. Mind blown. I mean, wow, what a concept.
Maybe if they actually just use the bourbon instead of trying to use the barbecue sauce named after the bourbon.
I kind of like this idea. I mean, let's just put the barbecue in the bowl and just take the bottle and dump a shot over it. Here.
Yeah.
That
would give it the taste.
100 times more effective than what you're doing.
Yes, but we'd have to ID everybody that orders wings.
Well, sure. I mean, there is that.
So I have to tell you something, though.
Go ahead.
So my son was driving up here. He had a 9-hour drive to get here. He left last night. So
home on leave, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So he messaged me this morning and said, "You're not going to believe this. I was listening to your podcast while I was driving because I had nothing else to do. And you guys were talking about Delaware while I was driving through Delaware." And I said, "No, Sean was talking about Delaware. I was talking about Rhode Island."
That will be the joke that never dies on this podcast. And if you're just tuning in now, episode 4, I believe it was. Maybe episode 3.
I think it was 4.
I think it was 4, but episode 4 is when I completely stuck my foot in my mouth. And we did a random state generator, proving that it's random, just for the record. And came up Rhode Island, and I recall driving through Rhode Island on I-95 to Florida as a kid, which could not possibly happen because I-95 goes through Delaware. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. I wear that as a sleeve of or an icon of my imperfection, and I'll take that. So I want to slide from B-dubs to Taco Bell.
Okay.
All right. So Taco Bell, by the way, so just so everybody knows, they're giving away free Doritos Locos tacos every Tuesday from now through September 5th. So you got 3 weeks here, folks.
Wow.
How do you get your free tacos? You can go once a week from August 15th through September 5th. We're giving customers, once again, free Doritos Locos tacos to celebrate the trademark being removed from the phrase Taco Tuesday. Since 1989, Taco John's has held a trademark for Taco Tuesday, but they gave up the trademark after Taco Bell filed a petition with the Patent and Trademark Office in the United States this past May to have it revoked. And guess what? They did. So now, how do you get a free taco? You go to a free Doritos Locos taco location, 49 eligible states. I'm going to guess that's just CONUS, the continental United States. There's no purchase necessary, but there is a limit of 1 per customer. You can order.
That's cool.
Yeah. And you can order the taco on the Taco Bell app or website, but there are 4 separate codes. So it's like, so August 15th is already gone. So you need to order on August 22nd, which will be next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, August 29th, which will be the following Tuesday, and September 5th, which will be the last Tuesday. So on August 22nd, you use the eligible code O2 Taco Tuesday, all caps, no spaces, O2 Taco Tuesday.
Oh, like 02? 02.
Yep. Thank you.
Taco
Thank you.
Tuesday.
Yeah, and then 03 Taco Tuesday and 04 Taco Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Look at you, just gave free tacos to everyone.
How can you make somebody happier than that? Have a rum drink and get your free tacos over the next 3 weeks. There we go.
So I will post those codes in the show notes.
All right, I will send it to you here in a little bit.
I just wrote them down.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. But get a rum drink, get a free taco, and if you're listening to this episode on September 6th, sorry, you lost.
Yeah. I guess all the subscribers will be the ones that get it because they get notifications when we have a new episode up.
Yes, sir. Or, pardon me.
Lucky them.
Yes, absolutely. So I understand we have some stories now. Getting back to the oh, by the way, this is Stories of a Small Town Bartender. We have some stories about boomers at the bar.
Old timers at the bar.
Boomers at the bar. I'm going to call it boomers at the bar.
Boomers at the bar. That's
old
fine.
timers at the bar.
We call them old timers, But anyway,
yeah.
So this is just the story that I found. Let's see. This afternoon, 4 old retired guys. You might know them. It says in parentheses.
Oh yeah.
I don't, but I mean, this could be guys that come in my bar, but who knows? Are driving east, and I don't need to give you all this information. They're going past the Central Mall, blah blah blah. You don't know where any of that is. Anyway, the driver sees a new sign over a doorway that says "Old Timers Bar. All drinks 10 cents." So the driver pulls into the parking slot in front of the store. They look at the sign, look at each other, get out of the car, and go in, thinking this is too good to be true.
Jackpot.
I mean, I would think that too.
Jackpot.
Definitely.
Yep.
So the old bartender says in a voice that carries across the room, "Come on in and let me pour one for you." "What'll it be, gentlemen?" There seems to be a fully stocked bar. Each of the fellows orders a martini. Love martinis.
Hold on.
Order.
Pause.
What?
Tell me about your ideal martini.
Oh, I like a dirty martini.
Dirty?
With vodka. Yes, dirty vodka martini.
Martini with heavy vermouth.
Not heavy vermouth. More olive juice than vermouth.
All right, so I'm not a martini drinker. What's a dirty martini mean?
A green olive juice. And
you pour green olive?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
It's yummy.
And then you put green olives in it too with the pimentos and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Like 7
I love them.
olives.
Yeah, just a splash of vermouth. I don't really like the vermouth to be heavy, but
okay. I wasn't sure if vermouth meant vermouth or dirty meant vermouth or something else. So my apologies. Anyway, didn't mean to interrupt, but I had that question. Go on with your bad.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Okay. In short order, martinis. So he orders. Okay, each of the fellows orders a martini. In short order, the bartender serves up 4 iced martinis, shaken, not stirred, and says, "That'll be 10 cents each, please." The 4 men stare at the bartender for a moment, then look at each other. They can't believe their good luck. They pay the 40 cents, finish their drinks, and order another round. About this time, 7 elderly men enter the establishment, go to the farthest end of the bar, take seats on the last 7 stools, and just sit there. The bartender brings 4 more excellent martinis to the 4, saying, "That's 40 cents, please." They pay the 40 cents, but their curiosity is more than they can stand. They have each had 2 martinis, and so far they have spent less than $1 between them. Finally, one of the men says, "How can you afford to serve martinis as good as these for a dime apiece?" He says, "I'm retired military. I always wanted to own a bar like the one my dad worked at when I was a kid. Last year, I hit the lottery jackpot for $125 million and decided to open this place. Every drink costs a dime. Wine, liquor, beer, it's all the same." "Wow, that's quite a story," says one of the men. The 4 of them sipped at their martinis and wondered about the 7 old fellows at the end of the bar who didn't have drinks in front of them and hadn't ordered anything the whole time they were there.
Uh-oh.
One gestures at the 7 guys and asks the bartender, "What's with them?" The bartender says, "Oh, them? They just come over from the Senior Citizen Center and are waiting for a happy hour when drinks are half price."
Oh my God. How true is that?
It's so true. It's so true. We have a happy hour at the bar. We have it every day from 3 to 6, and we get the same customers every day from 3 to 6, and they leave at 6.
Jesus Christmas. Not to shit on your point, but your bar does not have a happy hour.
True. We have drink specials.
That's right. Why is that, Tony?
Because in New York State, we are not allowed to have a happy hour.
Illegal.
Yes, it's illegal.
That's amazing. I find this entire situation amazing. That's so great. But yeah, it's very, very true too. Very.
Yes, it definitely is.
It's even for food as well. When I was in high school, I worked at Perkins, and I was in the kitchen as a cook, and we would have the senior citizen hour or 2 hours. I forget what it was. It was like 3 to 5 senior citizens meal were discount. I cannot tell you the amount of liver and onions I cooked between
Oh,
3 and 5 o'clock.
ew.
Horrible. But every single day when they had the old timer special, the boomer special, yeah, at a discount price.
Ugh, I wouldn't even if at a discount price. That's one thing that I cannot ever eat again is liver.
Oh, it was so bad too because even back then when we were teenagers, Perkins served liver. I had to cut it out of a plastic bag and have it slither onto the.
Ugh.
It was the worst experience ever as a cook, and it smelled awful. I mean, I'm sure you could picture it right now.
My parents used to make me eat liver when I was a kid.
Oh
That's why
no,
I can't do it.
it's so good
I was
for you, but
forced. I was
gosh,
forced to eat it.
terrible, so bad.
Yeah, I don't know what people actually enjoy it. I don't get that.
Well, me either. I have no idea.
But I also don't eat raw clams either, so I don't know. Or oysters.
I can't eat oysters. I mean, really, it's a
It's
consistency.
an acquired taste.
Well, I mean, you put a little hot sauce on it, maybe, but it's
Nope.
really it's like sucking down a loogie. It's so gross.
Yeah, the texture is just bad.
Texture, yeah, totally a texture thing. So I understand you had a story about some old timers at your place the other day.
Yes, that this little story I read, and then I went to work last night. This was last night. This just happened last night.
Oh my
So
gosh, that's great.
I had printed this little story off to read, and I was like, "Oh, this is funny." And I go to work, and there's two men talking to each other, and it's after happy hour, or after drink special time.
Drink special.
So these men are in their 70s. Well, one of them, there was three. The two older ones were in their 70s. The other one, he's probably in his 60s.
Yeah.
And they're mechanics. Well, one's retired. Two are still mechanics. And they're talking about how the kids that work at the shop with them, they can run circles around them. They don't want to work. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. And here I'm going to work with carpal tunnel and tendonitis in my leg. And I have this problem and that problem. And the other one's going on. I got arthritis. And I'm laughing. I'm literally laughing behind the bar. Like, listen to you guys. Listen to you guys. Like, seriously?
Yeah. I mean, they're right.
Yeah, they are right. I mean, they say how they have to do everything at the job because, the 30-year-olds can't do it.
Yeah.
Or they don't want to do it. They don't want to work. They're short-staffed. Everybody's short-staffed. Is it short-staffed everywhere out there too?
Absolutely is. It was even worse back from where I moved from on the Iowa-Illinois border and the Mississippi. It was horribly short-staffed. In fact, businesses would close at times you would think they would be open, like restaurants on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, closed because
Wow.
they can't find cooks or they can't find waitresses. Everybody's staying home. But
it's not just the service industry. It's like everybody's short-staffed.
Absolutely it is. And there's reasons for it, but this is not the podcast or the time for that. So but I do want to talk about it. I always find it funny when you're out on the internet reading stories about what's referred to now as boomers, which is what a lot of people don't understand that this was the baby boomer generation from World War II. So the boomer tag that the younger generation knows. A lot of them don't understand where it actually came from, but it's actually the baby boomers generation from World War II. When grandpa or great grandpa got home from the big war, from Japan or Germany. Lost times were made up for,
Yeah.
So 1950 was a pretty good year for hospitals and birthing units. And
Yep.
they were baby boomers, and that's where that came from, right?
Yes,
So,
it is.
yeah, you have basically what's referred to as the greatest generation, which there's a very, very good reason for that. And if you don't understand why they're called the greatest generation, I strongly suggest you go and read some World War II history and take a look at what these boomers did for not only our country but the world as far as freedom is concerned. And then after the boomers birthed us, the Gen Xers, which we're in the middle between you two freaks. So no, we're in the middle between you two, the boomers and the millennials, and it's us who were the boomers thought that we were cool to leave at home at the age of 8, basically become the term latchkey kid came from.
Yep. Here's your key.
You're right. Yeah, latchkey kid meant exactly that. Here's your key. I'll be home from work at 5. I know you get home from work at school at 2:30. Entertain yourself for 2.5 hours. Oh, what's a kid to do? I mean, there's no trouble. We can get in, right?
I wouldn't dare do that now.
No, absolutely. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And probably the biggest one is cell phones and cameras. Back then, we could do something and get away with it because there was no proof of it ever. Right?
Yep.
The boomers would just let us go. And here we are, Gen Xers. And, off we go into the wild blue yonder of a teenager. And I have a lot of stories about that time in my life. I'll tell you that.
So did you ever have a friend and you tell your parents that you were sleeping over each other's houses and then just hang out in the woods all night?
So back in episode 1 or 2, we talked about the time that I slept over my friend's house and we drank the entire bottle of Johnny Walker Red Label.
Yes.
That was one of those times.
Oh, that was one of those times. Let's see. I told my mom I was sleeping at my friend's house, and she told her mom she was sleeping at my house, and we had no plan. We weren't doing anything. We weren't meeting anybody. We just kind of walked around and hung out in the woods, and then it was freezing cold, and we ended up sneaking into her house to get warm.
That is definitely a distinct lack of planning.
Definitely. We never did that again.
I mean, you were teenagers, right?
Yeah, I think we were like 14.
I mean, what are you going to do? I mean,
I know.
Really? But yeah, you love doing that. It was great. There was no cameras. There was no proof. You could get away with anything. And I mean, it just goes to prove the same thing when my family member almost got shot by the cops when we broke and entered in my grandparents' cottage.
Yep.
Party, right? No phone.
That was a good one.
And then, so I had a friend back in the Quad Cities, Iowa, Illinois area, who was a first generation Greek, and we got along extremely well. And he had a son and a younger daughter who was just absolutely beautiful. She was on the swim team. She had basically all the accolades. She couldn't do anything with her life, but she had all the Greek features and, just had everything going for her. And I mean, she still does. She's becoming a teacher. It's amazing. She's such a great story, and a super nice person down to her heart. But her dad, and if you know anything about Greek fathers, boy, you want to talk about controlling.
I can imagine.
Oh my God. You haven't seen controlling until you've seen a Greek dad with an attractive daughter. That's next level, man. So I made the accident of introducing him to that phone app Life 360.
Oh, I have that.
Oh my God, it's been around forever, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he put it on her phone, and she was in college in her junior year, and he's asking her when she's going to go home. You can see she's out at the bar. You can see she's he can see That's the level of controlling I'm talking about.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, man, do I owe her a lifelong apology for that?
Yes, you do.
And oh, man, do I. But we didn't have that shit when we were kids. That's what I'm getting back to my point.
No, we didn't have none. We didn't even have. Barely had cordless phones in the house.
No, yeah. Yeah, imagine having all the conversations with your boyfriend/girlfriend within earshot, cord length of your
Yeah.
parents and guests
Right.
and brothers and sisters and
Yep.
grandparents.
Yeah, that's true, because my grandparents lived with us.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
You had no way out.
I know.
So something had to happen.
What, when my grandparents were there?
Yeah, like what awkward conversations do you have? I know I'm asking you, not being able to remember one myself, other than the fact that they're all super awkward.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if I can recall any. I was probably just not saying anything that I couldn't say.
Yeah.
Like we had a code. Me and my one friend had a code about certain words.
Yes.
Like if we were talking about pot, we said lettuce.
Oh, nice. How could your parents not suspect that? Oh my God.
I don't know.
Seriously?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, I'm gonna sneak out later tonight, and I'll tell you I'm at your girlfriend's house, and you tell me you're at my girlfriend's house, and then we'll try to smoke some reefer. They'll never know what that means.
Yeah, right.
I'm just kidding.
So I just noticed what name you signed in under tonight.
Yeah.
Do you have strange pants on?
Spotify gives you this capability to sign in as any username whatsoever. So I'm trying to be creative with it now.
Yeah, I noticed it last week too. I didn't say anything last week, but tonight I just looked at it and I was like, "Oh, okay." That's what it names the recording, by the way. Just so you know.
Does it? Yes. Tales of a Small Town Bartender and Captain Strangeman.
No, like last week it says recording with surprise.
Yeah, that was the person you didn't expect to show up.
Yeah, surprise.
Was knighted.
And now we are recording with Captain Strangepants.
Sir of Prize and Captain Strangepants. I knew you had such celebrities in your podcast.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, let's do our random state generator.
Sure.
We'll pick a random state. And boop, here we go. And our random state, oh God, I love this one. Pennsylvania.
Okay.
All right. So what do we know about Pennsylvania? You go first.
Is a part of the Appalachian Trail there?
Yeah, I think so. And
I think so, right?
Go all the way from West Virginia all the way up into New York. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of think I remember that. Let's see. Hershey Park. Hershey Park. Have you been to Hershey Park?
I have never been to Hershey Park.
No. Oh, well. How about the whatchamacallit, the Liberty Bell?
No, I've never been to Philly. No.
That's pretty much all I know about.
I've been to Philly, but I've never been to Liberty Bell. I could say that. All right. So this is what I know about Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So I've driven from the Iowa-Illinois border to New York probably a dozen times and back.
Are you sure? No, I'm only kidding.
Ish. You throw the ish grenade out there. But I-80 goes through there, one of the main corridors through Pennsylvania from west to east. And then to get to where I grew up, I go pretty much 3/4 of the way through the state and then jump on 84 northeastbound. And that takes me right into my our hometown, essentially. So this is what I can say. Pennsylvania is beautiful, but northern New York State is also very, very beautiful. If you've ever been up to Cooperstown or Saratoga Springs, gorgeous up there. Beautiful, beautiful country, right? Pennsylvania is also beautiful. The problem with Pennsylvania is that the Mason-Dixon line takes a really sharp jut northward right about West Virginia and then tracks through I-80 about 2/3 of the way through Pennsylvania and then drops down south again back to the south. Because if you get off at a gas station on I-80 and go, fuel, snacks, whatever, restroom, and you're not at one of the major interchanges, it's banjo country, like hardcore banjo country.
Really?
Like get
in Pennsylvania?
Lock the doors, get in the car, don't make direct eye contact, banjo country.
I wouldn't think that there. I could see West Virginia, yes. There's a lot of Amish people in Pennsylvania too, right?
There is a Dutch Amish, Ohio, Pennsylvania, plenty of that. But
I didn't know about the hillbilly people.
scary stuff. So, and the other thing Philly has is shitty sports fans. So, oh God, between the Flyers and the Eagles and the 76ers, I mean, and the Phillies, I mean, come on, Philly, get your shit together. It's awful. I mean, the only good thing you got going for you is that Rocky was shot there 50 years ago.
Oh, jeez.
That's it. They don't even have their own kind of pizza.
I was going to say, have you had their pizza?
They don't even have their own.
So I have not had anybody message us about their pizza in their state. And I want to hear some pizza people. I want to hear about your pizza.
Oh, yeah, bring it on.
Message me at TalesofaSmallTownBartender at gmail.com. And I want to hear about your state and your pizza.
Yeah, bring it on. Yeah, I want to hear about it. Yeah, I want to hear about it.
Definitely.
Anyway, so we added on to weird alcohol. We added on to this with weird alcohol laws, right?
Yes.
Last week. So Pennsylvania's weird alcohol laws. 6-packs are sold only by bars and cases of beer by distributors. Wine and liquor can only be sold by state government monopoly stores. So it's impossible to buy beer and spirits at the same location. The same is true of beer and wine. Now, this I can believe it's true because this is 100% absolutely true in Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have, you can buy beer and wine in a grocery store, but all the liquor is sold from basically package stores is what they are.
See, we have the liquor stores here.
Yeah.
And then we have the beer. And they have some small selections of wine in some grocery stores, but most of the time you have to get the wine at the liquor store.
Oh yeah, pretty much along the same lines.
And then they have the beer store. The beer's at the grocery store or the beer discount, or.
So this would make sense because Pennsylvania, Virginia, New York, all being in that same geographical general area, right?
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Captain Strange, stuff, right? So anyway, today's quote is from Charlie Chaplin, which is ironic considering he was the king of the silent film. And his quote was, a man's true character comes out when he is drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Charlie. So, hey, let's talk about coming up here. It's mid-August, and pretty soon around the corner, we're going to be talking about Halloween, which is one of my favorite holidays. I don't know about...
Me too.
Yeah, you like that?
I
love Halloween. And oh my gosh, just to share a personal note real quick. We now live in a neighborhood where we're actually going to have trick-or-treaters. For the first time. Yeah, in like 16 years, I haven't had a trick-or-treater at my door.
I don't get them either. Isn't that crazy?
You don't get them? Why? What's your reason?
I don't know. We lived in a house. There was an apartment complex across the street from us. I thought we would get kids. It was right across the street, and we lived there 13 years, and we never got one trick or treater. And then we here, and we're in an apartment complex, and we didn't get any here last year either.
Huh? Maybe kids just don't go there because they're all going to. I don't know.
I feel like all the kids are driven to these big neighborhoods, so they can go house to house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maximizing profit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So they just skipped mine because the big neighborhood was behind my road.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So they probably went back there. I was on the first road, on the main road, and then behind me was the neighborhood.
I think you've unlocked the secret right there.
Yeah, it had to be because I would buy candy every year. Every year I'd buy candy, and every year I'd eat the candy.
Love that.
I didn't buy it last year.
I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. Anyway, our reason was different because because we lived out in the country, we had a housing addition. So it's like homes in an addition, but the way the HOA rules were written is your house was built to the rear of the lot. So your front yards were like substantial.
It's had a long driveway.
Yes, very long driveway that kids were like, yeah, that's not worth it. No, not doing it. So they just skip our neighborhood.
Wow.
But this year we have a neighborhood. We're going to give out candy. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's cool. Make sure you buy candy you like just in case.
I'm gonna get the full-size bars too. I'm gonna be that or maybe I'll give out like toothpaste.
Oh God, no.
Just kidding. I'd never do that. So anyway, why am I talking about Halloween? Why are we talking about Halloween? Because we want to do haunted bar stories or
yes, we do.
Stories. I mean, I know I have a few. I know you have a few, but we want to get some haunted bar and haunted house stories from you guys, the listeners. Write them in, TalesOfASmallTownBartender@gmail.com. Go to the website, TalesOfASmallTownBartender.com, and submit your haunted bar stories. Submit your haunted ghost stories. Submit your drunk or a kids.
Yes.
So let's talk
I'd love to hear some of them.
Yes. So drunk or a kids, this is what it's like. If you're just tuning in, drunk or a kids is like, I'm going to read you a story and you got to decide whether or not the submitter was drunk or the submitter was a kid when this happened. So you ready?
Yep.
Quote, running around screaming, boobies, boobies, boobies. I love boobies while naked in front of my parents.
I'm going to say kid.
Luckily, you are correct.
I was going to say, please let it be a kid because, oh my God, I wouldn't want to be an adult drunk running around naked in front of my parents yelling boobies, boobies, boobies.
Luckily, you are correct. A kid, 4 to be exact. So, although as fun it is to picture somebody home from college completely slaying on boobies, but no.
Oh my God.
Kid. I think that's all I got today. What about you? Anything else I'm missing?
Oh, I just had that shit said at the bar.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
So this was actually said at my bar. There's a lady that likes to dance, and her husband does not like to dance. So she will dance by herself, even if nobody's dancing. She'll go and start dancing. And I said, what are you doing? And she said, when I feel like dancing, I got to get it gone.
I love that.
I looked at her husband like, what?
What are we talking about here?
What? What is she saying?
Gotta get it gone.
Gotta get it gone.
I'm gonna go with the gotta get it as in out of my body gone.
Yes.
Rather than gotta get it going on gone.
I think she meant gotta get it out of my body. Yes.
All right.
Actually, her husband was one of the ones that was the mechanic that was retired.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a big round story there. Look at that.
I love small town bartender stories. This is hey, let's do this next week.
Yeah, I think we'll give it a try.
All right. Until then, I'm Sean.
And I'm Tony.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a good night.
You can contact us in many ways. Email us at TalesofASmallTownBartender@gmail.com. You can check our website out at www.TalesofASmallTownBartender.com. Socials will be linked in the show notes. Talk to you later.
Hello. Ah, hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good.
Don't curse it.
Yeah, right. So my middle son is home from he's on leave, so he got home
cool.
today.
Awesome.
And him and my younger son are a little rambunctious, so you might hear them in the background. I told them to try and be quiet, but they like to wrestle and all that type of stuff, so we'll see.
So if you're wearing gaming headsets, you're borrowing one of their gaming headsets?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, just yell shit like, quote, "I stuck you with a nade in the face," really loud and excited. And they'll be like, "Mom, when did you start playing Halo?"
Yeah, right.
When did I totally stuck you in the face, noob.
Well, I told him, I said, let me borrow your headset because it plugs in. So I'm like, let me borrow that. I want to see if it works good, because if it does, I'm going to buy myself one.
Yeah, gaming headsets are usually pretty solid.
Yeah, we'll see. Because the other one keeps cutting out if we talk over each other. Mine cuts out.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you got? What do you got this week?
Oh, crap. Where did I put it? I printed something and now I can't find it. Oh, there it is. I have a little story